So Qatar Airways has recruitment in Nairobi, Kenya, the year 2024. However, there is a deadline when you're supposed to complete your application, and that is on the 26th of December 2023. Hi everybody, and I hope you're doing well. So I shared this video on my YouTube channel and I titled it Qatar Airways Cabin Crew Recruitment in Kenya 2024. It was on their website. I was so excited to share this advertisement with you guys, and I was hopeful that so many of you guys are going to apply before the deadline, right? So if you remember very well, we went ahead and saw that the deadline will be on the 26th of December, and that will be on this month. If the post was still on, we will still have like 5 days to go to the 26th, and most of you guys would have, prepared all your documents and applied, and hopefully waiting for an interview. Well, today I come to you with some news that some of you guys are going to be excited and some of you are going to be disappointed. However, this is not the time to be disappointed. It is a time to learn. We all do mistakes and we should always learn from our mistakes. I'm excited that there at least were people who were able to apply as soon as they saw the post or the advertisement on Qatar Airways website, and they went ahead and applied. And I'm so happy to read comments like this because you guys came back to me. I have such a big number of you guys who came back to me with such comments, and I'll read a few. Sarah says, so I always tell my people it's today and not tomorrow. Apply as fast as you can. Keep your things in order. Thanks, Gal, for the information. Yes, guys, always be prepared. That's true. So I have another one. Official Jani says, thanks, Mso. I received my invite today at 1. This is 7 hours ago, guys. So the people who applied, I have received so many comments on my TikTok, Facebook, and on my YouTube comment section. Some of you guys have been invited for the interview. Stay tuned to this video because this is where I'm gonna give you tips on how you are going to prepare for that interview in accordance to the letter that they've sent you and the documents that you're supposed to bring. Okay, so let me read one more and then we are going to talk about what to prepare on the list of things that they've asked you to bring. Lastly but not least, I'll read from Eva. It says, hello Mso, they have already scheduled the interview. I have received the message today. Congratulations to the many of you guys who have been invited for the interview. I would say start preparing, but stay tuned because I am going to go through with you the invitational letter that they sent you and what to prepare. So let's do that. So for the people who've been invited for the interview, this is the letter that they send you. They say, thank you for your interest in joining our award-winning cabin crew community at Qatar Airways. We are pleased to invite you to participate in our upcoming cabin crew recruitment event. This is an exciting time to join Qatar Airways as we continue to lead the aviation industry by placing the customer's experience at the heart of everything we do. Our team welcomes you to join us for interview. So they give you the venue and the date. I'm not going to disclose that because I don't want to go against the company. They say this is only for invites only. So unless someone tells you, it's not going to come from me. But the interview is going to be on the 6th of January. That's when the interview date is. So the information that I just kept is the information about the details and the venue and all that stuff. I'm not going to be able to disclose that. You can share it among yourself. Like you can ask whoever who has been invited if they're willing to let you know. They can tell you, but it's not going to come from me because I don't want to sabotage myself having disclosed information that companies want to keep it private, and then they're going to ban me, and then you guys will not hear from me again because they probably might say they don't want me to share any information. So ask whoever who has been invited so that we don't ruin this channel where you come and get tips. Okay, all right, so let's move on. They say dress code should be formal business attire. I do have a video here on my YouTube channel on how you're supposed to dress as a lady and as a man, preferably a suit. If you're a girl, put on a skirt suit that is on the knee length, not shorter than knee length. If you're a gentleman, make sure you have a nice suit that is well pressed. Put on a shirt inside it, and make sure you have your socks and your pants are all the way to your ankle length. The video that I did about what to wear on an interview is very detailed, so you can go ahead and watch it, and it's gonna help you. Let's talk about the documents to bring. They say one CV with your applicant ID, with your applicant ID in English. So you already have your applicant ID, the one that they sent you, and this invite letter. So put that application ID, write it up at the top of your CV, and then print your CV, make sure it's in English, go through your resume, make sure no spelling mistakes and stuff like that. Number 2, they say bring one passport sized photo. So some people are usually confused by passport sized photo when they say photograph. So when they say photograph, passport sized photograph, this is the little passport that's usually 2x2, the small one. They want you to have one copy of that. Make sure that you're in a business attire. If you're a lady, make sure you're well groomed, you have your makeup and your nice smile. Usually people go to take these passport photos, and some of these places they tell you don't smile because it's an official photo. Make sure if this is an airline photo that you're taking, whether a passport photo or a full-length photo, make sure that you smile, look straight into the camera, smile, make sure you have lipstick and your makeup is done, your hair is done, look presentable like you're going for an interview. And then the third document that they're asking you to bring, they say one copy of this invitation with your application ID. So make sure you print this application with your application ID, write it boldly on top of your invitational letter so that they can see it, that this is you. And this is the reason why I said I'm not going to disclose the venue, because if it was open for everyone, then they wouldn't be asking for the these specific details with your application ID. They will just say walk in. But because there is that privacy, or they want the people who are going for this interview to have applied prior, that's why they're asking for the application ID to confirm that they for sure applied prior. So they went ahead and said what to expect on the day of the interview. They say you will have an opportunity to submit your CV and meet representatives from our recruitment team. If shortlisted, you may proceed to our assessment center and final interview, a process that may take up to 3 days. Okay, let me talk about that real quick. First of all, I actually do not like the fact that I applied online. Why am I coming to submit my CV again? But if you can't beat them, join them. That's the rule. So make sure that you look presentable. This is gonna be like a quick CV drop off. So you're going to present your CV to the recruiters, and they might ask you 1 or 2 questions. If you're lucky enough, they probably won't ask you anything. They'll look at you and feel like you are the it. So they just have to do an interview for you to see if you really have what they're really looking for. So you're going to present your resume. They're going to ask you 1 or 2 questions depending on how you answer them, and sometimes they even ask you to do a reach test on the very day, and then once you qualify, they'll invite you for another interview. You'll proceed to an assessment center where now it's going to be a whole interview process. If you haven't watched the video where I shared giving details on the cabin crew interview process, please watch it because it's in detailed. I've shared it broadly, what they do, the group discussions, the English test, and all that. It's in that video, so go ahead and watch it, and I wish you all the best. I also wanted to mention the last bit that they say the process might take up to 3 days. If you're currently working, please let your employer know that you might not be available for the 3 days of your interview. That will be on the set day. So 3 days of your interview, let them know that you're not going to be available, because if you're shortlisted till the final process, these interviews sometimes they take a whole day, so you don't want to tell them you'll be there in the afternoon and you're not. So make sure those 3 days you're available, to be called at any time, so that you don't lose your opportunity. So lastly, they say kindly be informed that we are unable to provide individual feedback if you are unsuccessful. That's why most of you don't hear back from them, and it's like 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. You applied and they never got back, because they always say like they don't have the time to give everybody a feedback if you're unsuccessful. But if you are, they will get back to you as soon as they can. So I want to give a couple of tips before I say goodbye. Number one is always be ready. You already can see now that there are people who have been invited for an interview and they applied for the recent Nairobi recruitment opportunity that had just opened. So this is a wake-up call to always remind us to always be prepared. Number two tip will be start preparing early. Go through my page. There are a couple of questions that I shared on what they ask on a cabin crew interview. Go through them, practice. Ask yourself every day, try answer them every day. Practice usually makes it perfect. So go ahead and do that, and it's gonna help you a lot. Number three tip will be, if you did not get this opportunity, this is an opportunity for you to start preparing yourself. If you don't have a suit, start getting a suit as early as possible. Start practicing, start preparing your resume and all that, because I know by next year all these other airlines are going to come and recruit, and I'm certain that this is not the last time that Qatar is coming to Nairobi or any other city that is being recruited. So always be prepared. Prepare everything so that as soon as you see that the post is up there and they're recruiting, you'll be among the first people to apply, because you see they pulled down the advertisement because they got enough applicants. Sometimes when they put these web advertisements, it's not that they're looking for a big number of people. You don't know. So be among the first people to apply.